everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 146 for May 9th, 2026. I'm your host, DeAndre Wolf, and I'm joined today by two very special guests. First off, after a long time away, constantly blowing me off, I got my man Bench.
I am back. I've been busy, but I think I came back to maybe the most news we've had since the Game Awards or the last State of Play.
Definitely the last, yes, probably since the last State of Play. Yeah, you didn't miss much the last few weeks. I don't actually blame you because it's been like no news. And I'm also joined by my man Bob.
Hey Wolf, thanks for having me. I know you wanted Star Fox on today, but unfortunately he's being taxidermied at the moment, so he couldn't make it today.
We'll talk about him. He definitely is in the news. Uh Anyways, if you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcasts are, you can find us there. Like the podcast, helps us out a ton. Check us out on Twitter and Blue Sky at a Slice of Gaming, all one word. We got a lot of news to get into. There's PlayStation stuff, Nintendo stuff. It's Strauss Zelnick been yapping like crazy. A lot of things I want to kind of hammer down today.
I mean, I will point out, no Xbox news. Bop is on for just a casual show. We didn't drag him into the fire, so that's a cause to celebrate.
I was gonna point out Xbox stuff. There was like
Yeah,
that stuff
there
about Asha
was.
Sharma. It's just like there was so much stuff in. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
that's fine.
It's fine. I'm sorry, Bob. I'll get Xbox news for you next time.
No, it's also just like, I mean, I'm also happy it's not negative news. Like, I would much rather be just like small little things here and there that's like, we don't really have to talk about. Didn't do much, but now, rather than just like, oh, hey, they stepped on another rake.
Before we get into the actual news, I do want to do our quick little icebreaker. I thought about this. I just want to ask you guys. Oh God, wait. Actually, I don't even know if I have one today.
What?
I had one in my head and I realized I already asked it. So now I'm just struggling. Bob, think of an icebreaker.
What's like what's like one?
Okay, I got a good one. What's your favorite
Okay.
animal?
Okay.
I needed you to stall. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
No, actually, what were you gonna do?
I was just gonna say, like, what's like one like niche topic that you're like really into and know a lot about?
Oh, that's a fun one. Okay. Ben,
About video games, I guess.
Yeah, that doesn't really work on a video game podcast, but that's okay.
No, I guess like niche and. Do you have other interests?
So for me, like, I guess just because I grew up in Florida, like, I know way too much about theme parks.
Oh,
And, like,
yeah.
not necessarily like Disney, but just like between
Do you go to them a lot?
Universal. But I used to. I mean, growing up, I did. But now I live way far away from them. So actually, I'm going to see family for Christmas, and part of the stipulation was, I got to go to Epic Universe.
Oh yeah,
in Orlando.
You're gonna
see
be there.
That's great.
Yeah, the new Mario area with Donkey Kong. But yeah, like, I just know a lot of like random stuff, either about the history or like the development, or just like random fun facts about like theme parks and whatnot.
You watched Defunct Land?
Oh yeah, Defunct Land's great. There's so many good video essay YouTube channels on the matter, where you can really just deep dive into any kind of like niche thing. But yeah, Disney tends to be the most interesting just because there's a lot going on there. A lot of failed stuff, a lot of things that just didn't work out, or like things that were ended up.
Wasn't there like a future world they were gonna do with like flying cars, or am I misremembering?
Yes, but I think the real thing was that the original idea for Epcot was like a legitimate like living community. Like, he straight up wanted to make like his own city at one point, and then it turned into a theme park.
That's what it was. That's so interesting. That is good knowledge to have. No, well, okay, I maybe not like good knowledge of like it's gonna help you in your career, but like good to like learn about, because I feel like theme parks have this really like vast, interesting history, especially to how they're built. And like the slow redevelopment of them. I mean, recently I think aren't they demolishing the Simpsons experience over in Universal? Like,
Um,
it is interesting. It's like if you live in certain periods of time, you are going to be the first of maybe your generation to experience The Simpsons, right? And then it goes away. It's
right.
stuff like that. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Uh, Bench, do you have a niche interest?
Well, I haven't done it in a few years. I'd say just like things about the tuba, the instrument,
Oh man, the
There we
because
tuba.
I
go.
played that for like 7 years.
You ever played video
Throughout.
game music with it?
No, because it's kind of a hard instrument to like actually do that kind of stuff for. But I mean, like, if I like see a tuba, I immediately like out of everyone playing an instrument, that's what I laser in on like what they're doing and stuff. So that'd probably be mine.
I'm a big U.S. history guy. That's probably my thing,
That's
or like
fair.
just history in general. I love learning about war and the atrocities committed during it. But also, I love learning about like the way things are made and how they started and figures in history. I'm a sucker for any type of history. I love video
Yeah,
game history, especially. So like that's a big thing for me.
agreed.
But yeah, I don't know. You know, this is so unrelated, Bench. It is kind of crazy how like anime used to be a niche interest, and now it's like, oh, everyone does it now. Like everyone
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
wants
this
to.
point, like, I'd clarify certain anime and games as more niche. Like Trails is niche. There are
Yeah,
some niche
no,
animes
that's fair.
like inside that topic. There's a lot of mainstream and then a lot of stuff not a lot of people talk about.
It's like almost like most people watch JJK our age, but like a lot of people aren't watching like the seasonal shit, stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's interesting of like it really was like 2020 in the pandemic where everyone was stuck inside. And it used to be before
yeah,
that, if you watched anime, everyone made fun of you. Now it's if you don't watch anime, everyone makes fun of you. It's very interesting to see how much it's shifted.
yeah.
But Bop watched an anime. Like that's a crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would say video games kind of had that too. It feels like before the PS5 or before Fortnite, really. I think Fortnite really exploded in a way that made everyone kind of a gamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that interesting topic. Good icebreaker, Bob. I like that one. That was fun. Before we get into the actual news, I know Bench, you're gonna talk about this later, but I might as well just bring it up now. You did join PC Master
We're
Race.
starting with this?
I think
I
it's
That's
guess.
fair.
crazy. That's
I think it's
crazy.
Yeah,
fair.
I
I mean,
officially
what
joined
now,
Legion
Bench?
of.
You know what this means. You're
Hmm,
gonna be annoying. You have to act really annoying about everything.
listen, I last night I might have had my 120 FPS come to Jesus moment, where I started up Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on Steam, and it running at 120 FPS with like no compromised visuals. It's like it feels a lot better to play compared to even like 60. Like it's a lot snappier, smoother, like
I heard that's a
everything's
thing
instant
of
in a way
like.
that's a lot more satisfying.
Oh, sorry, I had to interrupt you. I heard it's like a thing where you feel 120 FPS, you don't necessarily see it.
Yeah, it's definitely I feel it more, but it's also like there's certain games I think were don't benefit to me from like I don't need to play a turn-based RPG or even like a Silk Song at 120 FPS, even though it ran at that. But like something like a remake and I eventually Rebirth, which I plan to replay before Part 3, hopefully gets announced soon. But it just feels better. Like I now that I'm feeling it like this, I'm not. I mean, Part 3 is a PC day one for me, if assuming it's on there day one, like they seem to be leading us to believe it is. Like that's why I'm replaying it because like I can't go back to like the 4K weirdness that I'm sure you're experiencing right now with Rebirth.
Whoa, whoa.
See, he's already doing it.
He's
Wolf,
all
he's
right.
already doing it.
That's crazy. It's fun. I mean, I don't see any of that, Bench. I play the game and it just looks normal to me, but I don't know. Maybe
Well,
my eyes aren't nearly as advanced as yours.
well, that's honestly a reason I decided to make the jump. Is like with a game like Pragmata, and like originally when I tried Crimson Desert on PS5, like a lot of games are having ray tracing baked in now, and there is a lot of noise in that ray
And you
tracing.
have a pro. So
Yeah, there's a lot of noise in the ray tracing that is like sometimes completely taking me out of the experience. So I decided to get a PC with a 5080, and so far, it's been great. I haven't played a lot of games. I literally got it 2 days ago, but so far, I mean, I've played
how much
Remake and
was
I
it?
played too
Too
much,
much. Too much money.
too much. But
I,
I mean, it was $3,500.
wait, what? How do you?
Too much.
That's too much. Hey, you know what? Live and learn,
But
man.
I think my like thing is like I want to play games how I want to play them fully uncompromised. Even if I have to like play like the 60 to 90 FPS range, like I want to play max visuals on every single new release that's not an exclusive now. And it
No
kind of
bench.
like Fusion said, it's kind of just a natural evolution of kind of how we play games, especially with how many games we play. So it just felt right, and at the time, I mean, I could afford it. So, I mean, so far it's been great. I've played a lot of Crimson Desert so far, like 5 hours in. I mean, the game is just gorgeous compared to something like on console. So, I mean,
Oh my god, he's so annoying already.
No,
I
no, trust
just,
me. We're let him go.
Alright, okay.
I already know. I mean, I bought Oblivion again to go back and play that on PC and just start from scratch.
Now,
And
now, bench. I will warn you. A lot of PC versions are like rushed out or like
that's true. Like
really
Remake is not like
unoptimized.
I wouldn't declare Remake as the highest quality PC port. I mean, it doesn't have DLSS, but I mean, at its bones, it's still a PS4 game. So like I'm running 4K max settings locked, but I'm sure Rebirth will be a little more intensive. But that's the thing with like I was only ever gonna jump into PC if I could get a top besides like a 5090 like the highest end PC. Because if I'm making the jump, I want to be max settings ideally 4K all the way. That's kind of my
No,
thing
that's
with
fair.
jumping
That's
to
fair.
PC. And so far, like I'm excited for 007 with path tracing, excited for Control with path tracing, stuff like that. And then I mean,
These words
just
sound
going
cheesy.
back, starting Hogwarts Legacy on PC is going to be great because that PS5 version, like I noticed the little things that I'm sure are a lot less present on something like PC. But I also know that I've got to go back and play Starfield on PS5. But
You
that'll be
don't gotta
fun.
play
Like,
Starfield, bench. Just let it
yes,
go. It's
I'm
over.
25 hours in and I'm enjoying it. It's just I'm this
I
year I'm
lost Bob. I lost you. I, I, Fusion's the only one, and I only got through him because he doesn't play games. So
he's
like,
played he's apparently he's beat like 24 games this year, but they're all like under 5 hours. So
yeah, yeah.
did he really?
He ain't playing RPGs like us, you know.
So like I'm at 14 games this year, and I plan to I'd really like to play mixtape on the PC and see. I don't think that runs like bad on PS5, but maybe it looks better on PC. And then I guess go back to like BioShock on the console,
What Ben?
unfortunately. And
Have
then
you been playing with a controller, or are you doing PC and
yes,
mouse?
I'm playing on my LG OLED, so it's like the C2, I think.
Oh, okay. So you're basically just using it as a console. Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah, I am. I have like keyboard and mouse on like the TV stand, or even like stored when I'm playing a game, and then I'm using my DualSense. I mean,
Uh,
I will say, I've already had troubleshooting occur. So it's not like it's the PC experience has been amazing. Like last night, I there was this matte like colors and white were like flashing on my screen. I tried to reset the drivers, that didn't work. But then I which is like way more than I've ever known how to do before like yesterday night. But then all it took was I unplugged the HDMI cable, replugged it in, fixed. It's just weird stuff like that, I guess, happens on PC sometimes. I guess, Bop, if you can attest to that.
I'm still just relishing in everything that you're saying right now.
I
Because
mean, it's pretty hard to go back.
you don't have to say it, Bench, but I am taking this as an admission that we were right the whole time, and the PS5 Pro was not the jump that you thought it would be, and that you really should have got a PC this whole time because now you're
No,
understanding the true
how can
difference.
I make this about PlayStation?
yeah.
No,
How can I
because
make?
we told him at the time, and me and Fusion were on record
Yeah,
of
I know.
saying like,
I'll tell you the same thing, Bob. I thought the
yeah,
PS5 Pro was
the
broke.
PS5
No,
Pro was not worth it. If you want an upgrade, just get a PC, and he's finally realizing that, and that's great because he's having a great time.
but I was always going to buy the PS5 Pro, even with me getting a PC, because I like having the highest end console. If I'm going to play a Sony first party game, I want it to look as great as it's going to look. That's kind of whether that costs me a couple $100 in the long run. I mean, like GTA 6, we don't know if it's gonna. We not sure if it's gonna have 60 FPS, but it's gonna look and run better on PS5 Pro. Like those are certain games that I'd buy an upgraded console for. So that's kind of just where I stand on stuff. Like I want it to look the best it's gonna look. Like I know some people have like the 30 series or early 40 series. Like I just want a full uncompromised experience on every platform I play on. Is kind of how, and I'm in a position where I can do that. Obviously, not everyone is, but it definitely is like it's how I prefer to play games because then I'm not thinking of all the little things in the back. Oh, like this could be better. Oh, like that shimmering or like ray tracing is fuzzy. Like there's all different things, and I'm glad I finally made the jump. Even though I will have to get like the thing is, I know I have to go back to the PS5 to finish up Starfield, and Hades 2 isn't a big deal to go back because it's as good as it's going to look and run for me on PS5. And then Stories 3, like the thing is, I've dropped a lot of games this year, a lot of games, and
Yeah, that's a fact.
a lot of games. But I'm also in a point where I'm trying to enjoy playing video games. So if I move on and then come back, like I moved on from Ease 10 for a month, came back, beat it, had a great time. So it's like I'm kind of just in like going with the flow, even if I maybe get shit on for dropping games a lot. But I mean, like I plan to go back to BioShock this week. I haven't touched that in like a month and a half, but I'm sure I'll have fun going back with like the half that I have left. So I'm just in like a golden age of games because I also have a full summer to just truly enjoy the PC because I have nothing going on this summer besides some school. Just truly enjoy the PC. That's honestly why I bought it now too because I know I'm going to be able to just truly enjoy it this summer and break it in. So it's exciting. It's very, very, very exciting. I mean, I've already bought. Steam has already been given so much money, and it's not even Steam sale season.
Hey man.
Well, before we move on, I do want to address the fact that Bench, no less than a month ago, was trying to tell me that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looked better on PS5 than it did PC because
I
of
haven't played
certain things
Rebirth
in
yet.
it.
We don't know.
I'm just saying it. I hear what you're saying about you still want to play PS5 games on the Pro and your best uncompromised experience. You were trying to tell us that the PS5 Pro was better than the PC in certain areas.
Listen. I went back and the pop in is pretty bad. Like
Yes.
that's also stuff I've noticed. Like pop in, and that's also why like it's also an excuse. Like getting a PC is an excuse to play those two games again.
It's
Because
true.
we all are assuming Part 3 is going to be revealed next month. It'd be very surprising if it wasn't, honestly, with how they're talking. And there are little things that carry over between saves. So, like the psycho that I am, I've got to just play them again before the Part 3 to be able to play Part 3 on PC.
Now, a word of advice, because going back to the troubleshooting thing, um, and as much as we like to poke fun of you at your experience during this, I am happy for you. But also, excuse me, God, I have something in my throat today. Not good for a podcast.
You're fine.
I would genuinely hold on one second.
Oh, he's throwing
Sorry.
up.
Yeah, no, I just really had to like
Nah, you're good. You're good.
mute my
You don't
mic.
gotta explain it.
So, I'm just so sick of Bench being a PC gamer now. No.
Yeah.
But like seriously, Bench, I would say like genuinely start. I mean, and I you're gonna have to an extent, but like, really start to understand these terms and like understand like, the ins and outs of your PC
Oh,
specifically.
I'm already getting there. Like I had to do so much research to figure out this just unplug the HDMI cord thing, but also I like know the graphics card and CPU I have. I would have never been able to like know those things a while ago. So
But
it's
what
like
about the GPU?
I
Well,
said
yeah,
that
he knows.
5080.
He
I
knows
don't know
it's a
what a
5080.
GPU.
I
I don't
have
know what a
the
GPU is.
Ryzen 9 9900 X3D.
But it's also worth, like when you say certain games have path tracing, make sure they actually have path tracing
Oh no, I
before
said
you claim that.
007 in Well, 007 and Control, I pointed out because looking into like PC and all that, I know those two are confirmed to have path tracing.
Okay. Um,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah, I
He's
think
trying to gatekeep me for
no,
PC.
I'm not trying to gatekeep. It's just Fusion and I were giving you guides to help you, and then you turned the Discord into your personal IT help desk. And it's like, okay,
Listen,
you gotta learn some of this stuff on your own. It sounds like you did with Remake, so no problem there. But yeah, it's definitely like you're only gonna get out as much as you put in, and so really dedicating
yeah.
some time to learn this stuff is helpful.
But Bob's gonna be at his wedding, about to kiss the bride. Gets a text from Dench. Hey, so how do I turn off path tracing? What's the
I mean,
exit button?
it's just a completely different experience.
It
Like
is.
I'm like just max settings on everything. Games that I've already known like just look better. It's. I mean,
It only
I
costs half a
I
car.
truly
Well,
it's like you can't go back to like at least third party software. Like an
Bro,
Xbox
he's
is about to
already
get some of
annoying.
my.
I know, I'm telling you, dude. It's but Wolf, I will say, like you
I
don't need the top of the line PC
no.
to
Here's the
still
thing.
have this experience. There
I
are still plenty of compromises you can make that it's still better than a console experience,
here's the
visually at
thing.
least.
Here's the thing, guys. Like you gotta understand. I just don't care. I don't
No,
care
I
about
know,
the
That's
I know.
visuals
fair.
and stuff. I like my physical games. I like the trophy.
That's fair.
I want to get a PC for like a kind of mid-range PC just to play indies and multiplayer games. Like otherwise I don't really give a shit about
Hmm.
like playing fucking I don't know,
Yeah.
Phantom Blade Zero. Like I'll play that on my PS5. Like I
And
just that just doesn't matter to me at all.
and Wolf, to be fair, Bench was the same way. There was a time, I want to say like a year ago, where he straight up said in the Discord, I can't really tell or care about the difference between 30 and 60. And now we have this guy
I
caring about 120.
Here's the thing though, is like, do I really want to care about 120? Do I want to be like Fusion
No,
where
you
he was
don't.
debating like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna play GTA 6 if it's 30. Like stuff like that. It's like, do I want to have that? Or do I just be like, yeah, no,
I'll
I'm fine.
I'll tell you this: you do not, because you live in a bliss where you don't care. And I was like that for so long, and
You
then
guys,
I just
dude, this is like when Fusion called me an alcoholic for playing on console. And
like
it's like, I don't
I
care. I like my physical games, man. I don't know.
like
Stuff.
you probably played Pragmata with like full like greatness, and I saw all these little things and that just drove
I
me
I
insane.
played Pragmata. I saw it was 60 FPS, and that's good enough for me.
That
Like I
that's the
just
thing. Like I was like that a year ago, and I don't know if it's like influence of some certain individuals in this Discord or just like my eyes just woke up one day and were different.
yeah, my
But
eyes didn't wake up. My
it,
eyes are
it
so unadvanced compared to
yeah
yours, Bench.
it borderline ruined console gaming in certain aspects. Like you never have to worry about a PlayStation game running well. Like that's the thing. Like play first party, there's like no questions even on base PS5. Like Yote, Saros, like stuff like that. There's no they are great at optimizing their games. But and I'm sure Rockstar, like people are gonna say like even Rockstar, it'll probably be 30 FPS. But like playing Red Dead 2 at 30, like I hate to say it's a cinematic 30, where it's kind of like it. They make it feel as best they can, and it feels good in my opinion.
Eh, whatever.
Hey, you chose to lead the podcast with this, Wolf. You
No,
did it to
no.
yourself.
No, I mean whatever as in like I realizing how long this went on. I thought it
Yeah.
would be like, yeah, I got a PC, it's pretty good. But like
No.
no,
Man went to
uh
church. He's
okay.
repenting. He's
This
repenting
is
for his
okay.
former
This is my
sins.
real problem with you PC gamers is you motherfuckers act like it's an evangelical experience. It's like okay, just say, oh yeah, it's a lot better, and definitely, I'm happily enjoying it instead of going,
I have
yeah,
to
I would kill
articulate.
a console gamer if I saw him on the streets. It's like
No, I mean,
Jesus.
See,
I'm still gonna buy the next PlayStation day one.
No,
Like,
I know.
nothing's gonna change there.
I want to point out, I'm not upset. Bet you're in the right for buying the PC. Like you're
Yeah,
all
but the thing
like
is, like,
it is a better experience. I'm not sitting here and saying like trying to like cope or whatever. I'm just
mhm,
saying like for my own personal experience, it just doesn't really
yeah,
fit into my life.
yeah, and Bob, like, Forza's gonna look great on this thing. I
Oh,
can.
right. I forgot you're going to be a
Well,
Taurus
I'm
about that now.
well,
Okay.
I'm here. Xbox is gonna get some Game Pass money from me because I'm just gonna buy Game Pass for a month
You're
and
gonna
play
wow.
Forza.
Asha won. Asha won,
Asha
guys.
won.
She if she
Well, I mean,
could she did what Phil could not do.
it's like what, $15?
On PC, I think it's 14.
That's great.
It is great.
Let's talk about video games. That went way longer than I expected. A new Star Fox game has been revealed. This was very funny because it literally, like, I was going in to take an exam, and literally, like, I just got the tweet. It's like new Star Fox Direct in 10 minutes. So that was very funny. I watched it later, and internet reaction has been interesting. So they released it. Miyamoto talks about the movie and whatnot, and then he shows off the trailer with Koizumi for what the new Star Fox game is, and it is a remake of Star Fox 64. And they show off all the character models, which have been memed to death on Twitter. I am very conflicted on this. I will say that overall, I am disappointed. Having said that, I don't think this is going to be a bad game. I think this will be a great game, despite some issues. The main thing is, for me, the fact that it's a 64 remake again. Like, I want to point this out. So I don't know if you guys know this. Star Fox 64 is a remake of Star Fox 1. So
Yes.
already we're remaking a remake. Star Fox 64 was remade on the 3DS, and then it was reimagined on the Wii U with Star Fox Zero. And now this is yet another remake of Star Fox 64, which, by the way, you could play on NSO. So you could play Star Fox 64. The joke of this franchise has been that it's just 64 over and over again, and they can't figure out what to do with it next. My only hope is that, hey, we're doing this to gauge interest and then we'll do a new game after that. But it is kind of frustrating that the return of Star Fox every single time is we're doing another 64 remake. And it's like, guys, 64 is an awesome game. It's still an awesome game. It's really, really good. We don't need to play it again. And the other issue is honestly the character models. For me, I will say Slippy and Peppy look fine. Like they're totally whatever. Like I think Peppy actually looks great. It's Fox and Falco, and Bob, you made the joke earlier about the taxidermied fox. It's like, yeah, he just looks off, And it's not the Smash Bros in me of like, oh, I wish he looked like Smash design. I'm just really surprised at how realistic of an art style they went for with the actual animals, to the point where you see the other characters like Cat or Wolf, and they also look kind of wrong. Having said that, I think Tim Geddes kind of exemplified my point where it's like, yeah, it's disappointing about all these things. At the end of the day, this is probably going to be a great game because Star Fox 64 is a great game. So, like, if you like rail shooters a lot, I do think this is going to be a great game. I just think it could have been more. And that's kind of how I'm currently sitting at, where I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to pick it up because I do like Star Fox. I like Star Fox 64. I want to see the series continue. So I want to try to do something about it. But it is kind of frustrating, like the little things that are really bringing it down for me.
Yeah, for me personally, I mean, it looks weird, but I kind of like the weird. And as someone who's never like played 64 or like I played Zero and I really hated it, but
Yeah,
for the
everyone did.
reasons that Zero sucked.
Yeah, that game's awful.
So I'm excited to go to this and play it because I do like Falco looks weird, but I think everyone else looks great.
It's
Even
real.
even
Yeah,
Fox.
Falco's definitely the big one for me. I'm with you there.
And honestly, it wouldn't be that big deal if you didn't have the bird legs, but
Hmm.
besides that, I mean, like visually is kind of what blew me away because I think we can all agree this is the best visually like looking Nintendo game of all time in terms of
Yeah,
just pure visuals. Which I know they're not like connected or even developed by the same team, but it gets me very excited for that rumored Ocarina of Time remake and just the rest of the Switch 2 generation.
yeah,
On
they're
if
really
this is
using
what
the
they
Switch
can,
2 on with this thing. It is gorgeous.
yeah, like I think this might be the first game because I think this has DLSS. I saw some people pointing out like clear signs, and I think this might
I haven't
be
seen that.
the first party game that they're using DLSS on. So I mean, it just gets me excited. If anything, it gets me excited for the future of the Switch 2 generation. And I know we all kind of clown Nintendo for variable pricing, but honestly, $50 could is maybe still like $10 too much for this game. But the fact is, they are being true variable pricing. Like last
Oh,
generation, this would be $60. It would have been $60, and everyone would have paid it. But it's even if it's 60, like physical, I don't buy physical, so it's like 50 for me. And
yeah.
we have, I think, like Rhythm Heaven is 50. Like they're truly spreading the prices out, which I do think is the right thing to do and a step in the right direction for them.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think the fact is like variable pricing has been utilized very well for Nintendo right now, where they are like saying like, "Hey, this is gonna be 50, this is gonna be 60, this is gonna be 70," stuff like that. And like as a physical gamer, I'm like, I'm fine with paying the extra $10 if you're still making them physical. Like that's fine with me. Um, I am very much curious about how much the Ocarina of Time remake will cost. I am of the mind I don't think they do 80. A lot of people say they're going to do 80. I don't think they hit the price tag again, but hey, I could be wrong. Who knows? I am very curious to see where I I'm very curious to see what the rest of Nintendo's year looks like, especially with like what they've been saying in the financial results. Where straight up Furukawa has said it's like, yeah, we're disappointed about the Switch 2 price increase, which we'll talk about in a bit, but we have a very strong lineup. And I'm curious, it's like, okay, is it there was a lot of stuff leaked by Nate. Even with the stuff leaked, is there more on top of that? And I and here's the thing. I mean, I do look at this game and I'm like, I want to play this. It looks fun. Like, despite a lot of the issues, mainly Falco. I think Falco is the one that worked out the least. I do love this comment on the video, by the way. Born too late to play Star Fox 64. Born too early to play Star Fox 64. Born just in time to play Star Fox 64. I find that very funny. Just how often they re-release Star Fox 64. Bob, any thoughts on this game?
I have a really funny story about this whole direct. So we got the notification and I was like, oh, this is in 10 minutes. All right, let me check this out. And no one was really like in the Discord, and so I was just kind of watching it on my own. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I know it's inspired by 64, but like this looks really good. Oh wow, they're adding a good amount. Oh, there's like open world dogfight. Like, wait, why are people like mad about this? This looks way better than 64. And then I realized, Wolf, I've only played the SNES version of Star Fox. I've never played Star Fox 64. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's why.
everything you just said is in Star Fox 64.
uh,
It's very no. I That's the thing though, Bob. Hey, listen, good excuse to play Star Fox 64. Great game.
yeah. Yeah, no, now I need to check out Star Fox 64, honestly. It sounds
Yeah,
sick.
it's awesome.
Um, so yeah, I don't know if you've seen this opinion or not yet, Wolf, but
Hmm.
I thought Jeff Grubb made a really interesting observation where we haven't really talked about it yet, but one of the weirdly key features of Star Fox 6 or the Star Fox remake is the game chat integration with your
Yeah,
video camera,
YouTube.
where you can turn into Star Fox VTuber, and it'll track your face and everything. And that seems to be the like one, because it's interesting. Nintendo doesn't really go for like these high fidelity remakes like a PS5 or Xbox remake would, right? They usually still do some sort of stylized art. Like they'll update it, but they're not going
Yeah.
for like HD high fidelity graphics, where like a wolf really or a fox really looks like a fox, right?
Hmm.
And so the one like weird Nintendo thing that does seem like a Nintendo thing is this game chat thing. And Jeff Grubb is of the mind that they had this idea for game chat, built that technology, and then based the remake around
That
that
sounds
art
hilarious.
style.
That is
So
the most Nintendo thing.
it honestly, it kind of like when I frame it like that, that makes way now. Obviously, doing a 64 remake, still doesn't make sense. But like the art style and the art direction being based around kind of that like VTuber facial recognition tracking, and then building the art style around that is so funny and such a Nintendo thing. I could absolutely see being possible. That it's like, yeah, this is my headcanon now. Like I don't know
Mhm.
what the real reason is, but this seems crazy enough that they do it.
It's interesting, Bob. I feel like out of all the like major companies, I feel like Nintendo has the most new ideas. And that's what's so frustrating about Star Fox, where it's like you guys just keep going back to 64. You can't do a new idea with that. And I really do think, Bob, it comes down to the fact that I think they want this to be as safe as possible because they want to make Star Fox a big thing. Because Star Fox never really was a big thing. Like, it was never a major seller. So I think they're really trying to put their money into this and to attempting to make a big new Star Fox like resurrection, especially with the movie. And we know Miyamoto loves Star Fox and those characters. So I think that amount that amount of money put in, like they are clearly like really going crazy with this game, even despite it being just the Star Fox 64 remake. I don't know, like I can see the rationale. It is just frustrating of like couldn't do anything new with it. Like at least like there is new things in it. There's the challenges that's brand new, and I think that's really awesome. That's gonna encourage more replays. But like I feel like we could have done like I don't know, add maybe a new planet, new areas or something.
Yeah.
It's just they
Mhm.
could have gone further, even despite it just being 64 again.
I do think the multiplayer has some maybe some like actual staying power. It looked fun.
Yeah, yeah, no, that looked good enough. That definitely looked interesting. I do think my favorite meme out of all of this is like right at the end where they show Fox and like in the hologram, and they show he has no chin. So everyone's just been calling him Chud Fox. That's very much the memes that have come out of this game has been amazing. Though I think a lot of people are also kind of softening where like the initial reaction is so harsh of like, oh, whoa, what the hell? But now I'm seeing a lot of takes are just like, it looks fine. Like it looks perfectly like fine.
I think unfortunately they did themselves a disservice by showing a really cool stylized fox in the Mario movie
Yeah.
and then like going to this. I think especially because like even like when they introduce him and they show like that kind of like 2D anime, like even that was stylized. So to have like two really cool art direction or like stylized foxes and potential art directions to then go to this, it's like, oh, that's not
Yeah,
what anyone
they
was
just shouldn't have
expecting.
shown it
Yeah.
because it was just that juxtaposition.
Yep.
We'll see. I do agree though with Bench that I think the lower price point does help this game a ton. I am gonna check it out. June 25th was the release date, which month away. I'm excited. I will definitely play it. I'm just not like over the moon. I'm definitely ready to play it though. I love Star Fox 64. Let's move in to the big Nintendo Switch financial results. And first and foremost is the big thing that I think everyone kind of expected. The Nintendo Switch 2 will be having a price increase, whereas 64 has this. Nintendo Switch 2 will price increase starting September 1st. And the big one, United States, $449.99 to $499.99. So about $50 price increase for most of every region. Uh, I'm gonna say like yeah, this sucks. Sucks that like a year into a new console, we're already getting a price increase. I'm not surprised. Like you just saw everything, the component pricing, and I think the issues with us, RAM, all that. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm surprised they held out as long as they did. And I will give Nintendo this: the fact that it's September 1st, giving this much of a like runway to allow you to go buy Switch 2 before the price increase sets in is pretty
Yeah.
good. I just think in general it's like damn $50 price increase 1 year into the console does suck.
Yeah, it definitely sucks, but I am pretty shocked that like September 1st is a long time.
Yeah, you got more than enough time to buy a Switch 2 at that point. And
It's kind of like what Sony did, where they're like, "Hey, the prices are going to increase. Go buy them now. Go buy them now. Go buy them now."
yeah, but even then, I mean,
Mhm.
in that case, it was like a week ahead, and
Right.
this is like 3 months. So like you could theoretically start saving up now if you were in the market for one. So
Yeah,
I recommend people buy it before this because it's definitely you have no reason to like wait till after September 1st. You're just going to be spending more money.
yeah, like I told someone who was like kind of that August September plan to like get a Switch 2 that hey, it's going to increase. They're like, okay, I'll just get it in August now.
Yeah, no, that's smart. We'll see. But yeah, I think this is just one where we don't have a lot to say because it's like, yeah, we kind of knew.
Yeah.
uh, Unfortunate as it is. Then I want to talk about the Nintendo financial results. This is their Q1 2026, January 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2026. Pierre over on Twitter did a great thread kind of outlining everything. Big one, Nintendo Switch 2 ships another 2.49 million units, now over 19.86 million units in 10 months. Nintendo forecasts another 16 million units shipped by March 2027, would be over 36.36 million units in total. So they do project that they're going to sell about 3 billion less than their last projection, if I remember correctly. You guys think that's a realistic goal? Do you think there's going to be software to really push the Switch 2? Like, we know that Ocarina of Time remake is like the big rumor right now, but could theoretically Winds and Waves come out before the next year, or is it that seems to be set for like next year in fall?
I mean, if Zelda comes out, which I'm assuming it's coming out, and I personally think Pokemon could be like February, then I think, I mean, they might crush that goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I saw someone say it, someone from Bloomberg say that Nintendo was overly conservative this cycle and their numbers turned out for the better. And I think you could see that
Hmm.
again, even with the price increase. Because
Yeah, that's a good point.
$50 isn't going to keep people from Pokemon and Zelda.
And I also do think, as we talked about with like buying the Switch 2 before the September 1st deadline, I think a lot of people are going to
Hmm.
do that too. Like, there's going to be probably a big influx of sales based off that. Hey, buy it now before the price increases.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
oh yeah, go ahead, Bob.
just to speak kind of real quick. I really don't think these updated projections have much to do necessarily with Nintendo, as it is unfortunately the global economy we're currently facing at the
Yeah.
moment. I really do
Mhm.
feel like they're probably being realistic, where it's like, yeah, people can't afford gas and groceries right now. I don't
Mhm.
know how many people are going to be able to, who maybe previously were able to have the funds to buy a Switch. I think they're noticing that, it's getting a little bit tighter in, especially in like leisure, or like,
Yeah.
leisure purchases. And so I think they're kind of expecting some people to be like, I just don't have the money for it right now.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's 100%. I think the world economy is in a state where like video game consoles are just not the priority for a lot of people. But I think the people who do have the money will go out and buy one if they see it's at gonna reach a higher price point later on.
Hmm.
And especially for like big titles like a like a Zelda, like a Pokemon. I'm interested what you said earlier though, Bench, about saying Pokemon. You think it's February? I feel like it's at least June. If they're not projecting it to be like 20 million units sold for the Switch 2, people will buy Switch 2 just for Pokemon Winds and Waves, and that kind of tells me it's like the fact that they're not projecting even more than they currently are tells me that's like okay, most likely Pokemon's a bit later than that.
Yeah, I'm Bench had to step out for a second, but I'll
Oh,
step
I
in
didn't see.
for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, go ahead.
Uh, I don't see how they would ever sell a mainline game, a Pokemon game nowadays in the spring. I mean, obviously, I know Pocopia popped off. It just seems like, they're willing to put Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl in the fall, kind of time slot for release. I don't think, and I also think they do genuinely want to give it time for, for polish and to make sure it looks good. So,
Hmm.
um, I'm a little bit more bullish on the spring release for Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm of the mind of like it's most likely like September, October, kind of around that Legend ZA window, which I hope so. At the earliest in my eyes, it's June, but I just can't see a spring window personally. Um, and I want to get into now. There's a lot of like units sold metrics for all the games. We can pick at any one of those if you guys are interested. But I think he kind of puts into perspective all the Switch 2 exclusive titles that have sold over a million units. Kirby Air Riders currently at 1.87 million units. Pokemon Pokopia. It says here 2.4 million. This was not including the Japanese sales. Pokemon Pokopia is at 4 million units. So it's sold exponentially well. Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 edition is at 3.9 million. Donkey Kong Bonanza is at 4.5 million. And then Mario Kart World is at 14.7 million. I want to say it slightly stolen valor because it came bundled, but hey, you know what? 14.7 million. Shout
Mhm.
out to Mario Kart
I
World.
mean, it's honestly, I think the story is what's not there.
Yeah, I want to point this out. Now, well, guys, what's the biggest game that's not on here? Say it with me now.
Mario.
Drag X Drive. Where the hell is it?
Oh, okay.
But no, in reality, I think there's two big omissions: Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Tennis Fever. Listen, guys, make good games, they sell well. You make bad games, they don't sell well. That's all I'm
Mhm.
gonna say. Metroid Prime 4 was, I'm gonna say the bench word, mid as hell, and then Mario Tennis Fever, at least from what I heard, also pretty bad. So
Yeah,
not
that's pretty
surprising.
bad.
$70 for that game, by the way. I want to point that out. That is crazy. But yeah, shout outs. I do think it's interesting. Bonanza at 4.5 million. Do you guys think it's undersold or oversold? I'm at the mind. It sells about what I expected it to for a Donkey Kong game.
I think once it hits that like 6 million to 7 million, I think that might be where it like I think it'll stay for a bit.
Yeah, I think that especially compared to Pacopia sales, like I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I really like Pacopia compared to Bonanza. Granted, I really like Bonanza too. It just feels like I know more people who bought a Switch for Pacopia than people who bought a Switch for Bonanza.
Well, yeah,
And
but you're comparing Pokemon to Donkey Kong. Like,
sure, but like Donkey
different.
Kong, like, and it's still they were still positioning it as like their big
No,
like
that's fair. Yeah.
first like 3D platformer, and yeah, sure, it's Donkey Kong, it's not Mario, but let's not act like Donkey Kong, isn't a big IP for them.
I mean, Tropical Freeze sold like 2 to 4 million,
Yeah,
and like that's one of
and
the best 2D platformers of all time.
yeah, well, we agree to disagree there, but I
Okay,
do
Ori
think
fan over here.
I do think that to me, I think Donkey Kong probably undersold a little bit, only in the sense that like sure, using Mario Odyssey is not a fair comparison to really any other game. Um, it's just I don't know. I like because again, like even with Pocopia, it's not a Pokemon game. It's a cozy game. Granted, that could work even more in its favor, but yeah, I just think the contrasting, uh, you know, between those two sales, especially how fast Pacopia is going, I think it's a little bit above where I think Pacopia is overachieving and Donkey Kong's underachieving just a little bit.
Uh, yeah, no, I mean that's totally fair. I do think Bonanza's gonna have a tail. That's kind
It
of the
will.
its thing
Yeah,
where like when you buy a Switch 2, you buy games alongside it. I think Bonanza will always be like one of the first options. Kind of like how Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild continuously were like constantly always being sold with a Switch 1 when those came out, like
right.
years afterwards. I do want to bring up Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, has sold 3.8 million units in 2 weeks. And I was telling this to Bench, every time there's a fan base who's like, release this game, release a new game in this franchise, they never buy it. They always say they're going to buy it, they don't buy it. Tomodachi Life fans, they went and bought it. So, you know what? Applaud to them. That's
Like,
pretty awesome.
yeah, I said that before I was talking to my like that was shocking to me. And then I said that before I was like in the car with my roommate, and he's like mentioning like, "Oh yeah, I bought Tomodachi Life," and that was
Wow.
shocking because he's not a guy that like buys day one games a lot. So
Mhm.
like that's kind of the reach of this game, because I mean
It's
like we
massive.
both all grew up in that like 3DS version, which was so good. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
it's
and clearly it's an amazing game, and like I think it's been
yeah
going really viral on social media the same way
yeah
Pocopia did. So I think that's definitely helped it out a
yeah.
ton.
I've
Which, oh
definitely
yeah,
got to get to it sometime this summer for sure.
yeah, same here. And then as we mentioned earlier, Pocopia has reached 4 million units, which very strong. As you said, Bob, I do think it's actually overachieving, which is awesome. Um, and also, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green in 6 weeks sold 4 million units. That's a free
They've got
$80 million for Nintendo.
Yep.
uh,
they've got to see that and want to do more. They've gotta.
I hope so. I hope so. It is funny. I just want to point out a lot of people said, "Oh, you could just emulate it." I know a lot of you guys who said you could just emulate it. You wouldn't have bought it. 4 million. That's a lot. Just saying.
I
Uh,
stayed strong.
Stayed strong. Stayed strong. You begged for them to re-release them, and then when they
Yep.
re-released them, you're like,
Yeah,
"Nah."
yeah, pretty much.
That's a real Nintendo fan right there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Respect. Um, That's really cool.
You-
I'm with you, Bench. I do think they're going to do more, considering how
mhm.
4 million is pretty
I mean,
impressive.
Wolf, did you also do a full playthrough?
I haven't done a full playthrough, but I did start
Okay.
it.
And
I'm playing
I
a
mean,
lot.
it's just
It's awesome.
Pokemon games are like fun to replay like every 4 to 5 years, and it's just that gives you a reason to. So I definitely hope they do more.
For sure. And then here's one of the biggest ones of this whole financial quarter. Nintendo legend Takashi Tezuka is stepping down as the executive director after 42 years at the company. From Mario and Zelda to Animal Crossing, Pikmin, and countless other franchises, his impact on Nintendo is immense. And he's retiring at June 26, 2026. Uh, I mean, hey, dude, absolute legend. It's hard to understate his or overstate his impact for the company. He was one of the original five members of the original Super Mario Brothers team, along with Miyamoto, and he's stuck with them since. He was very much like the director of like some of the best games ever made, like Super Mario World 2 or the original Legend of Zelda. Has made a massive impact on all the franchises within Nintendo. But this seems to be a pretty like he's 65 now. That's the usual retirement age at Nintendo. So he's stepping down. Shout out to him. I hope future endeavors. I assume he's just gonna like go for full retirement, not go anywhere else, which I fully respect. Tezuka's a legend. Happy to see him. Happy that he had a full life at Nintendo and it worked out for him. He's awesome. I will say, I did predict this. Not specifically Tezuka, but I did predict a lot of more Nintendo alumni are going to be stepping down. So that's a point for me in the
Hmm.
predictions. I just want to point that out.
Yeah. I definitely love to know how involved these guys are in the day to day now, which I assume is not very much.
He was an exec. He was a producer on Mario Wonder, so he was very much involved still.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
it's a shame. But
they
Nintendo's done a good
they
job of
trained up.
cultivating talent.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, you're
But yeah,
fine.
they definitely trained up a lot of staff. I mean, you look at like Anuma with Zelda, he led that team for a while, and now it's like Fujibayashi for the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and that's like the new Zelda guy now. I think they're pretty good
Mhm.
at like making sure they have a next generation ready. And I think that's it. Unless you guys want to pull at any of the strings for like the sales updates, but otherwise, yeah, Nintendo seems to be having a pretty strong quarter. It does suck to have the price increase of the Switch too, but a lot of
Mhm.
interesting sales statistics, especially in regards to Pocopia and Tomodachi Life selling as well as they did.
Mhm.
Another company that seems to be doing pretty good and pretty bad is PlayStation. Sony PlayStation, their quarter four financial year 2025 report. The PS5 sold 1.5 million units within this quarter, meaning that its current PS5 unit sales are 93.7 million. Full game software sales 74.6 million. First party 5.8 million. Digital download ratio 85%. Now that's for all digital games. So there's a lot of games that sell only digital, so that adds to that percentage. And then PSN monthly active users are at 125 million. And that was Zubitech. He kind of outlined all that. So shout out to him. Uh, 93 million. That does tell me by the next year, I assume you guys would agree here, GTA 6 is going to push it to the 100 million mark.
Without a doubt.
Oh, for sure.
And I do wonder I wonder how far it'll push it to the point where it's like maybe it hits 105 million because like people have been saving up to buy a PS5 for GTA 6 specifically. Despite all the price increases, people are going to buy a PS5 no matter what price just to play GTA 6.
I mean, I could see GTA 6 maybe even pushing it to like 110. I think it can be that big.
Yep. it's
It's all you
it's
have to
crazy.
think
We're
like
almost there.
not to diss Xbox, but to a lot of people, GTA 6 is going to be a PlayStation game. They're
I
not.
mean,
It's
there's
not even
something about
that. I
that
think
logo.
it's just there's still a billion people with PS4s who haven't upgraded.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
big thing.
I mean a combination of that, and I mean like even like the normal Joe is gonna be on GTA 6. He'll so I mean it's gonna sell a lot of consoles.
I want to point out they even sent out emails to PS4 users just like, "Yo, you might want to upgrade."
Which is
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
not very funny. It's like broke ass. Go
Yeah.
upgrade already.
Yeah, you've been skating along. It's time to pony up, buddy.
Hmm. And then I want to bring up this article from Chris Scullion about the PS5 sales, and specifically Hiroki Totoki's quote here. Uh, One journalist asked for an update on how increased components or how the increased cost of components, sorry, such as RAM, has affected the price of PS5 and how much of an impact it will have on PS6. Totoki replied by explaining that as the price of memory increases, the cost of the BOM, bill of materials, and the cost of manufacturing would increase as a result, which could potentially have a big impact on the consoles. He also stated, however, that for the rest of the calendar year 2026, Sony has acquired the necessary volume of materials it needs and has, quote, to a certain extent agreed on the price itself. Totoki then moved on to the PlayStation 6, saying there had not yet been an official decision on when to release the console and how much to sell it for because the upcoming component situation isn't yet clear. Quote, we will not have decided on what timing we will launch the new console or at what prices, Totoki said via Sony's translator, so we would really like to observe and follow the situation. The big rumor is that PS6 was coming out 2027. Do you guys think, even despite all these like RAM and price memory issues, they're going to hold true to that, or is it officially going to hit 2028 and get delayed?
I think 28.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't see why they would, like, especially just going back to GTA 6. It's like you're finally getting people to buy a PS5. Like you're not going to be able to get. I don't in 2027 at least. I don't see how you'd get those people or even people who have had a PS5 to jump just yet.
Yeah, and it even
Yeah.
says in the article, looking at the current circumstances, the memory price is also expected to be very high financial year 2027 because there will be a shortage of supply. So under that assumption, we must think carefully about what we will do. If I'm to Tokyo, I'm like, listen, let's just stockpile supplies of this stuff now when it's a lot cheaper, which they already have a large stockpile of like components and RAM and all that. Continue that and like get stuff situated to where you could have a much better launch in 2028 instead of rushing out a PS6 in 27.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone's like hammering for a PS6 either. Like,
No.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm just like, why would I? I don't. I'm totally fine.
I'm
You know,
good.
it's just even despite all the tech issues with certain games, I'm like, okay, well, that's certain games, and I'm not playing those games. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, we don't even know if Bench is going to buy a PS6. He's so happy with his
Oh,
PC.
you've got to be joking.
Of course I am.
Bench, will you buy a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED?
Yeah, absolutely.
For,
I mean,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, Furukawa and Totoki are like rubbing their hands listening to this. Was like, wait.
Dude, the
Anyways, let's
Switch
move on.
OLED was such a good machine.
No, it's a great machine, but it's also like I know you don't even play handheld that much. That's why I'm surprised.
Gotta have the new tech.
Gotta have the
Would
new
you get
tech.
a Steam Deck too?
No, I'm out on the
Yeah,
Steam Deck and Steam Machine now. I've got what I need.
Well, Steam
oh,
Machine, yes, but
I had to go back
No,
to
I
you
don't
don't
need
price.
want to.
Steam
Well,
Deck.
yeah, I guess if you're not playing handheld in general.
I mean, that's
Moving
for
in,
dark.
good old dark. Next thing here, Bungie. Genki puts this out. Sony reported a 765 million USD impairment loss in relation to Bungie for the fiscal year in their latest financial report. 565 million of that was reported from the last quarter. Basically saying it's like, damn, Bungie lost us a lot of money. And that's not surprising because they spent over $1 billion on Bungie, and Destiny is winding down. Marathon isn't clearly not doing what it needs to, considering the budget spent on it. I think Sony's looking at this. It's like, what the hell do we do with these guys?
I
Yeah,
don't think they shut them down.
Yeah, I
no,
don't think
no,
so
you
either.
can't.
Yeah, I think it's just clearly
I,
going to. They're going to change the way they approach Bungie.
it just
Agreed.
sucks because I think Bungie, like Marathon, is a great game, but it's not the game PlayStation needed
Yes.
for like what
Similar to
they
Fortnite.
needed Bungie to be post acquisition. And I think that's like the issue where it's like it's a great hardcore game appealing to hardcore fans, but you're not getting that outside investment or like outside more casual player base like you would at Destiny. Um, and so that's kind of the problem here. Well, if you know what's crazy about this story too, which I don't think it's in this story, but just in
Yeah,
general
what's up?
surrounding this, is that PlayStation stated that their operating income for games and network services for the whole year rose 12%, which is a new all-time high for PlayStation.
Wow.
If you exclude the Bungie impairment losses, it would have been up 45%.
Yeah. No, I
So
mean
it's like
that
they're still making and this is the crazy thing, they're
they're
still
still
making a
winning.
stupid amount of money, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't feel that way with how we talk about Bungie or how we talk about like studio closures.
No, it's absolutely fucking monstrous how much money they spent on Bungie and how it seems to not even be affecting them despite the massive impairment loss. And I think you just look at it as like a classic Jim Ryan shitty decision that Herman Hulst is still somehow in his position when he was also part of it. And I just look at this, I'm like, man, like Totoki is definitely annoyed at Bungie. It is funny. I don't know if you guys like listen to a lot of these things. It is funny how almost every one of these conferences, Totoki always brings up Bungie. It's like, yeah, that was a bad look for us. It's like, dude, he hates Bungie. Like, I think if Totoki had full control, he'd be like, no, you're gone. Like, we don't like you guys. But I think there are things like preventing them from like really like skeleton crooning Bungie down. But I do think eventually, like, there will be mass layoffs at Bungie, which is gonna suck. Because that
Mhm.
is a talented developer, but clearly it's just they're not doing what I think PlayStation wants them to be doing.
Yeah.
Let's move into our next story. This is a doozy. Good old Strauss Zelnick. I call him the Straussinator. He's been yapping a lot, doing a lot of interviews. The first one was from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. I tried to take some big hit bits out to try to like kind of focus in on certain things. Some analysts have forecasted that the new Grand Theft Auto will sell upwards of 25 million units on day one. That means that selling 10 million units, a miraculous figure for most of Grand Theft Auto 6's competitors, would be considered disastrous for this game. I'm just going to ask you guys straight up. Does it sell 25 million units on day one? If not, even more?
Ah,
I think I'd bet on 20.
20, yeah. I think it
yeah,
does. I mean, think about how long people have been waiting for this game, though. Like 13 years?
like
I
what's
mean,
the
day
biggest
one,
launch of all time?
give me like week one.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
that's also yeah. I would imagine they're because this game's coming out on what, a Thursday. Like they
I
gotta
think so,
I
yep.
think it's a Friday.
they gotta be doing weekend sales. There's no way because day one just means pre-orders pretty much.
Yeah, I'd do weekend sales. Even week one, I think it could do 25.
Oh, yeah, for a weekend, without question. Currently, so GTA 5 earned over $800 million in 24 hours and over $1 billion in 3 days. I don't know how that translates to units sold. I could calculate that, but I would have to go silent for a bit.
It was so according to this math, um, GTA 5 sold 11.21 million units in the first 24 hours.
Yeah, they're expecting effectively a double.
Which I agree. I think
I mean,
Yeah,
13 years is a long
and
time.
they
And
just
like
there's
don't
a
make
lot more,
games.
and
GTA
there's a
5 sold
lot more
225
gamers.
million. That's a good point. A
There's,
lot more gamers. And also, I don't know if no, this is true. Bigger install base. You could argue there's a bigger
Yeah,
install base because the Xbox 360 and PS3 never went over 90 million units. And the PS5 is currently at 93 million. So I guess if you combine them, because what Xbox Series is like, what
30 something.
I think the last estimate was like 30 million.
yeah, 30 to 35.
Yeah, I guess if you combine them, then it is technically a smaller install base. But even then, like I think a lot of people are going to buy PS5s for this one game.
Yeah, I could.
Some other ones. Wukong sold 10 million their weekend. Tears of the Kingdom and Scarlet and Violet also sold 10 million in their opening
Yeah,
weekends. So
it seems like
and
10
those are
might be.
just on one system. So yeah, to your point, I think you know it could be they could get there. I don't
GTA's
know about 25, but I think they could do 20.
And I mean, even if it doesn't hit specifically 25, it's like they're gonna make the money back also on shark cars. They're gonna make the
Oh
money
yeah.
back on like lingering sales. Like this game is going to be consistently selling for the rest of the generation and generations after. Like they will make the money back. I do think that's the case, even if they don't hit specifically 25 million. At
Yeah.
a lower level, that's true of Take-Two's entire business plan. At the console side, Zelnick said, development costs have gone up and up, and we really do aim to deliver the highest quality entertainment on Earth, and that is costly, and AI influence is notwithstanding. We haven't seen those costs decline. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. And then there was one specific quote I really wanted to bring up. Oh, right here. Okay. Unlike most competitors, Grand Theft Auto 6 will only be released on the PlayStation and Xbox consoles, although it is expected to offer a version for personal computers later. I've not seen personal computers mentioned in a long time. It's always abbreviated. Anyways, following the pattern of Rockstar's previous games, this may be a risk for Take-Two given the PC's outsized share of the games market today. When he started at Take-Two in 2007, Zelnick said a release for PCs would make up perhaps 5% of sales for their basketball series, NBA 2K. Quote, now with regards to a big title, PC can be 45 to 50% of the sales, he says. Why then isn't Grand Theft Auto 6 coming to PC immediately? Quote, Rockstar always starts on console because I think with a regard to release like that, you're judged by serving the core, quote, Zelnick said. Like really serving the core consumer. If your core consumer isn't there, if they're not served first and best, you kind of don't hit your other consumers. So, Bench, you're not a core consumer anymore. Hang on. At this last part, Zelnick said the window of console exclusivity was not related to the company's marketing deal with PlayStation maker Sony Group Corp. No, he said. I mean, historically, Rockstar's gone to console first.
I mean, the
What do you guys
PlayStation
think of this?
Showcase, we're shaping up for a showcase, is what I'm hearing.
It's not a showcase. No, we're not doing a PlayStation showcase match. We're not doing this again. I, I, I'm curious. Do you guys think it is outdated of them to not go to PC immediately?
No,
No.
because like as much as I love PC gaming, the other issue with PC gaming is piracy, and also like uh so I didn't realize this, but like GTA 5 on PC, well, like you already have those role playing servers, right? Which aren't official like
Yeah.
Rockstar servers or anything. It's like its own modded thing. But like they just have modded online servers where you can unlock everything without spending any money. So it's like it really does not benefit them in the slightest to do that at launch rather than
Yeah.
like milk everyone on console, and where their dedicated fan base really is at the end of the day, and then and then it'll open it up to PC.
For sure. I think it's just that case of like you want to get them because like let's be honest, like right now, like majority of gamers are on console still, even if PC is consistently
Yeah.
growing while console is declining. The majority is still on console. So you want to get it to them first. You want to get them to spend the money. And then you want to also get the double dippers. You're going to get people who buy the PS5 version and then the PC version releases and they're like, okay, I'm going to buy it again because I want to play with mods. I want to play maybe with friends on PC, that type of thing. And I think it's like one of those cases of like, yeah, it does kind of suck that you're not going to have like a best version 120 FPS on PC, like seeing it truly like shine. But also, it's like I do think this is going to help them in terms of development of being able to get this game in a better place because now they don't have to worry about multiple different PC SKUs, which also will most likely really fuck up the Metacritic or OpenCritic score.
Yeah.
I think that, and at the end of the day, Rockstar does care about that shit.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's like the Jason Schreier article. I thought there were some good tidbits there, specifically about PC and like the big expectations. And then Steven Totillo had an interview with Strauss. He locked it behind his stupid subscription Substack. Nobody reads it. So I gotta parse out the stuff and other articles. The Chads over at VGC took out this one. Andy Robinson. Take Two boss deeply disappointed over wait for new Bioshock. In retrospect, we wasted a lot of time and money. Speaking to GameFile, the exec was asked about the perceived troubles at Canadian studio Cloud Chamber. The company formed to lead development on the next Bioshock game after original creator Irrational Games downsized following 2013's Infinite. Work on the fourth Bioshock game was announced back in 2019, but nothing has been seen of the project. Zelnick was asked if he was surprised that Take-Two hadn't been able to make a new Bioshock since 2013, despite the popularity and critical acclaim of the series. Quote, think about what surprise implies, the exec responded. That's like one day everything's awesome, and the next day I'm like, holy shit, and I don't run the business that way. But I don't think you're I think if you're saying disappointed, yes, deeply disappointed. Rod Ferguson, the AAA, a veteran AAA games producer who worked on Bioshock Infinite and recently helmed the Diablo series at Blizzard, was announced as the new head of the Bioshock series last year. Zelnick said he was, quote, feeling a lot better about the Bioshock project now and offered some explanation on why development had stalled. Quote, I think finding the right creative purchase was hard, as it turns out. He said, I think in retrospect, we spent a lot of time and money chasing down the creative alleys that turned out to be dead end. He added that he feels that the nature of entertainment, what we do, is a big team activity in the same way that making a movie is a big team or is a team activity. And with big team activities, you can't necessarily tell how it's going to be until it all comes together or begins to come together, and that it could take a while and be very costly. Right now, we have a good game, but we are committed to delivering a great one. We are closely working with leadership at the studio to define this path. Yeah, I mean, I kind of definitely see what Strauss is saying. It's clear he definitely understands that Bioshock is very hard to make without like a Ken Levine figure, and it took a long time. Like clearly, like since 2013 was the last Bioshock game. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Do you think it was a mistake to let Bioshock kind of fester for this long, or is it like, no, you know what, let the series go for a bit and then bring it back in a big way?
I
I
mean, I
mean,
think
if
it's
you,
when you bring it back, it'll be successful no matter what.
Mhm.
yeah, don't bring it back unless you have a good idea for it. Like, because we've seen plenty of franchises
Yeah.
who don't have a good idea and then they just murder their own reputation of their IP. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks that it's kind of been, spitting its tires, but it's like I'd much rather do that than they release, something that doesn't end up working out.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. It's just like there was no reason to immediately start continuing it. We know how long Ken's been working on Judas, and it's like, yeah, it probably is best to just let Bioshock sit down for a bit. And honestly, respect to Take Two for not like letting that Bioshock game that clearly wasn't coming together immediately rush out and release it, and instead like having Rod Ferguson come in and try to fix it and make it a much stronger product in the end game. I'm gonna be very curious to see that game, hopefully soon-ish. But as we learned last year, it seems to be going through some development issues. And then this next one, I brought this up for you, Bob. uh,
Thanks.
2K's NFL game is dead. Take Two CEO rules out return to baseball games. Uh, Wait, hang on. Okay, here we go. Quote, what we had hoped would come to fruition creatively did not, Zelnick said. Some of the stuff we tried to do didn't work out creatively. Ultimately, it sounds like 2K couldn't pull together a compelling enough experience worth putting out as opposed to some business disagreement with NFL. The last NFL 2 game. Okay, you don't need to give me a history lesson. I'm sorry. I should have proofread this article. I fucking hate IGN. Zelnick was also asked about a possible return to 2K's NMLB series, which he doesn't see happening. Quote, probably not, he said. We had a tough history with MLB. It's no secret there. We lost a great deal of money with them, and I don't like losing money. Yo, based. He said it. He said what we were all thinking. I don't like losing money. Bob, I'm pulling this over to you. What do you think about all of this? Is it disappointing that like that NFL 2K game just doesn't exist now?
Yeah, it does because the reason that article probably went into the history of NFL 2K is because there are people who will still play NFL 2K5 over any of the Maddens
Oh
released
yeah,
in
I've
the
heard about
last
that.
15 years because it like they managed to nail the presentation. They managed to nail like all of the small things that Madden just doesn't do anymore, which is why it's so confusing that they can't like figure that out now. Like what do you mean? Like you just like the
Creatively,
blueprint
it's
is
very funny.
literally there. Just recreate NFL 2K5 to be honest with you. Like yeah, you might have to use like different people or different networks or whatever, but like the idea is definitely there. And we've said for a long time, or at least I've said it for a long time, where it's like games that have the sports games get stagnant because they don't have competition. They'll sign these exclusive licensing deals, and that's why we were so excited the NFL was like willing to give 2K the license, because like, oh my god, they can finally compete, and like Madden can get their shit together, and like they'll actually like focus on making good games. And now 2K is like, like, man, come on.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I think competition helps any game franchise succeed even more, and the fact that there's just no competition for Madden means they don't really need to try. They can just kind of shit them out each year, and people will buy them because it's like, well, what other simulation sports game is there?
Right.
But yeah, as Strauss yapped a lot. Interesting interviews all around. There are more tidbits I was tempted to pull, but I thought like, there's not much to say on top of these. He did have one thing, and like he was interviewed over at like that big CEO investor thing conference about like the price for GTA 6. And I don't know if you guys saw this about the Bank of America representative who was saying like, "Oh no, for the good of the industry, GTA 6 has to be $80." And I wanted to ask you guys because it's very possible GTA 6 Trailer 3 releases next week with the price details. Last last time I'll ask, is GTA 6 going to be $80 or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I still think so.
And for $100, you're gonna have 48-hour early access.
That's tough, man. I
But, but you'll get
I
shark
I
cards
think it's
whenever online launches.
I feel like they might release it at that $70 price tag because they're like, well, more people are gonna buy it at 70. I don't know, man. It's tough.
I think everyone would buy it for 80.
It is that answer. I mean, that's the thing though, Bench, is like this is the only game that could do it. Like this
Yeah.
is one of the only games.
Mhm.
Like Mario Kart World got away with it, but it got bundled. And like you see the game without the bundle sales, it's actually sold way less than Mario Kart 8. Like if it's not being sold with Mario Kart like World by itself without the bundle. GTA is like, hey, if we get this at 80, then a lot more games are going to do this at 80. If it releases at 70, no other game is going to release at 80. If they're like pretty much for the majority. It is that question. It's like there's a lot of pressure put on. It's like, do we take that $80 plunge? And I think you guys are right, where it's just like, if anyone's going to get away with it, it's Rockstar with GTA 6.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just don't see anyone who would say, like, looking at what GTA is offering, because like I know, you know, like the hardcore, people listening to a gaming podcast, they're not always looking at video games as like well, if I pay $70, I should be getting this big open world with like 100 million hour things to do, right? Because I'm paying
Yeah.
$70, right? Like we don't necessarily think like that, but I do know that's still a pretty common thing for the general audience to think. And if there's one game that can justify being extra because there's going to be so much to do in it, it's going to be GTA.
Oh
So
yeah.
I just I don't see, like, granted, if it is 70, I don't think it's obviously the death of the industry. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But I just don't see how they know how much people are waiting for this game, and I guess if they want to hit that $25 million sales target, they'll make it 70. But
Yeah.
um, yeah,
No,
it's
it's definitely something to monitor. They probably had like thousands of meetings about this.
yeah.
We will see. Uh, Hopefully that trailer is next week. Like some theories are saying. Really, really hope so. It's crazy, Bob. But it's like we're like 6 months away now, and we're gonna be playing GTA 6.
Have
I
we checked the
13 years.
moon? Have we checked the moon
Yeah, we
phases?
should check the constellations.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with the crazy ass theories this time around, but I'm sure they're out there.
The theories were so fun when they were a thing, though. Like it was so funny seeing people go like, "If we look at the moon phase at this specific time, then it has to release this time." It's like I don't think Rockstar thinks as much as you guys think about when they release their trailers.
Not only do they not, but then they look at your theories and they laugh their ass off.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it though.
I do too.
Next one's a quicker one. Next Dragon Quest title to be announced on Dragon Quest Day live stream on May 27th, along with, quote, various other things besides the next title, quote, according to Yuji Horii on the Koso Koso podcast. The episode is currently private, so this kind of leaked a little early. Uh, the big question, is this Dragon Quest 12 or is this a spinoff? God, I hope it's 12 because this is getting ridiculous. I can't say for sure. I need to look it up. I think Dragon Quest 12 was officially revealed in like 2021, which is 5 years ago now.
Yeah, I think this is 12. I think this is the 40th, right? So
40th what?
40th anniversary for Dragon Quest, I think, is what I
I think
read.
that's next year. Hang on. It might be this year. You're right. Let me check.
So if it's the 40th, I definitely think this is 12. I think it gets 2027 window. So, but I
Yeah,
also
you're
think,
right. It's the 40th.
yeah, so I'd be shocked if they don't show the next Dragon Quest for the 40th anniversary. But
It
I
just
also
makes more
think
sense.
it's not. They gave the first game a subtitle, right?
Uh,
Dragon Quest 12, something something Fate.
yeah, it was Flames of Fate.
That's no longer gonna exist. Either I think this has kind of been rebooted-ish. I'm not sure it's gonna have that same serious tone, or if it does, it's kind of be different. It's not gonna be
Yeah,
more actiony. I think they're gonna kind of go with what worked in 12. I mean 11, but still try and
make it traditional.
reinvent that a little bit. So
Yeah, me
I
too.
kind of think they kind of went along the wrong path and eventually course corrected. So at least that's what I hope happened.
Yeah, no, because it didn't make sense for them to go like for a franchise that's loved because it's so traditional for them to go, yeah, we're gonna make it more action based, so we're gonna make a darker story. It's like that's like the opposite of what people play Dragon Quest for. Like if you want to do all that, like do that for one of your other IP,
I
like
mean,
Final Fantasy.
11 had like dark moments, which is kind of what you gotta
Well,
do. You don't
yeah,
need like the super mature.
moments,
That's what you have like
not a
7
ton.
remake in Final Fantasy 4.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean if it is like you could see like holiday 2027, then you're gonna mean Square's gonna have a big year with an already action RPG JRPG. So you don't need to do that twice.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it would make no sense really to change the tone or the gameplay at all.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was right. So it was revealed May 27th, 2021, during the 35th anniversary live stream. So we went a whole other anniversary with nothing on this game. But
Hmm.
we will see. May 27th, coming up soon. Crazy we're in May, by the way. Feels way too soon. My birthday is in 6 days. That feels weird. Last one's for me and Jack. Mina the Hollower releases May 29th for 1999. Nice to finally get a release date. Can't wait for this game. It looks fucking amazing. Not much else to say though. Uh, Day one easy for me. Final thing, reviews of the week. We only got one, and it's for Mixtape. Currently sitting at a 93 on OpenCritic. 10 out of 10 from IGN, 9 out of 10 from GameSpot, 9 out of 10 from Nintendo Life. Lots of 9s and 10s with this game right now. This is like the opposite of what I like about video games, so I'm just a skip for me. But I'm curious how you guys are feeling about eventually checking this one out, or if you're already
I
playing
mean,
it.
yeah, I plan to play this probably Monday in one sitting. I mean, Fusion finished it and really enjoyed it. So, I mean, I'm excited to just see what it is. I think my one like hesitation is I did not grow up in the 90s, and that's who it's heading for, but it'll be interesting to see for someone born in the early 2000s how I feel about it.
Yeah, because I know Fusion was born in 1987, so like it
Oh my
definitely.
god.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't know when he was born, but he's around our age. But Bup, are you a millennial?
So yeah, technically, I sit right on the edge of millennial and Gen Z because I was born in '96.
So yeah, like
Depending,
last year of millennial.
yeah, pretty much depending on what website you're on, I'm either millennial or Gen Z, and I definitely side more with millennials, and that's probably because I grew up with an older sister. And like, granted, I think this game is hitting more for Gen X than it is millennials.
Yeah, old ass dudes.
But
Get
I
it.
do think it's going to, from everything I've read, I think it'll probably still hit a decent amount for me because I am turning 30 this year, and I think my mortality is like, ah, shit. Like, this is the first birthday where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to think about this.
Yeah, the big 3-0 is always scary.
And so, and I think for whatever reason this year, I have been weirdly nostalgic about high school and just like where I grew up. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's all kind of been hitting me more this year. So I feel like I am in the exact right moment to play this game and love it. But also, I was one of like me and Fusion were the two people really defending the Artful Escape, which is this dev's former previous game.
I thought Fusion didn't like that game.
He didn't, but like he still like appreciated like the devs and
Experience game.
Yeah, he liked what they were going for, even if they didn't nail it. I really liked it. It wasn't my game of the year or anything, but I did really like it. And after listening to Kind of Funny's interview with these devs last week as well, I was like, yeah, I really can't wait for this. So I still have to wrap up Pragmata, which I'm hoping to do today, and then depending on when I do that, I might just fire it up, and because it's really only like a 2 to 3 hour game that you could just like pretty much sit down and watch a movie and play it in that time. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I am curious how it's going to hit you guys, because you guys are definitely
Oh, I'm not playing
firmly.
this.
Well, okay, yeah, I shouldn't say you guys, but at least Bench, because I know,
Mhm.
earlier when Bench was like, yeah, we all grew up in the 3DS Tamagotchi, and I'm like, the fuck we did. Like, that was not what I grew up with.
Us cool
So
people, you were stuck with the. I don't know. Did you have a GBA? Actually, I like the GBA. Never mind.
yeah, I was
You
a
weren't
big
stuck with
SP
it.
guy. I was a big
Yeah,
SP
that
guy.
thing's awesome.
But yeah, I think I will be curious to see how this hits for the younger generation, but also to see how this hits for me, because it could also just miss me. And I think that's the interesting thing with this score is like, this is really high. Like,
Yeah, 10 out
is
of
it
10 is a little much. I don't know.
like it's kind of crazy how this is hitting for people. So because like me and Fusion were expecting like low 80s. Neither of us were expecting anything near a 90.
I think it's lower rated on Metacritic. I don't know why Open Critics is so high. I can check real quick.
It's
Maybe I'm wrong.
well, they're more selective on their outlets on OpenCritic.
Yeah, mixed.
And
Yeah,
they
so on
also.
Metacritic, it's an 85.
Oh wow, that is a stark difference. Okay.
Also, 85 with 22 reviews. Oh, wait, that's PS5. Okay, so on PC, it has 15 reviews and it's a 92.
So the PS5 is holding this game back. Another reason to play it on PC, Bench.
The Switch 2 even has
That's
a higher
true.
rating than the PS5 version.
That's
So that's
interesting.
6 reviews. I do love the user review on. Excuse me. The user review on Metacritic is a 6.7. 6.7.
Really? Okay. Yeah, this is, I feel like, the first truly controversial, not controversial, but like dissonance in maybe
Yeah,
review
critics.
score and user score, because Bench and Fusion were mentioning how the discourse of this game is super toxic right now online. I have luckily not seen any of it,
Dude,
but
this is so funny. Okay, Bob, you gotta understand. This is the funniest review I think I've ever read. It's all in German, so I don't understand any of it, and then just LGBTQ plus. The guy
oh
gave it a
my
0.
god.
I don't even think there are gay people in the game, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably just called it woke a million times.
Very funny. We will see. Like I said, I'm probably not going to play it, but hey, you know what? Shout out to the people who are enjoying it. And every time I use Metacritic, my computer freezes up. So let's talk about what we've been playing. um, I'll let Bench go first. Bench, you already talked about your PC stuff, so talk about
Yeah.
some real video games.
I've been playing. Soros is the big one that I just finished up, and I enjoyed it. I give it probably an 8. I think the story, they try and go for this like really like brain.
It's very
Uh,
David Lynch.
they
It's
go
like,
for this
guys, look
giant
at
like
us.
brain fuck kind of remedy type thing, 13 Sentinels type thing, where it's kind of like all these like cutscenes and stuff. But I don't think the base narrative there is strong enough, or it's the type of like game to kind of excel in that, to kind of really make it compelling. Like didn't know what was going on in this game's narrative for most of the
Same.
game. So, however, that gameplay is very good. Honestly, I was expecting Returnal, but Hades-like progression, and it is not that at all. So I thought this game was going to be completely different, and I was very pleasantly surprised with what they pulled off, and just how you like explore these biomes that I think are all like gorgeous, especially the later stuff, and then how you can go back, just how you just progress in this game is a lot better, and the skill tree I think is very good, like the whole like armor matrix tree and how you progress and get materials. I think the gunplay is great. I mean, I think it's a little better than Returnal. I think the bosses are all great. Some are easier than others. This game is definitely easier than Returnal, but I didn't finish Returnal because it was so hard, so I appreciated
Mhm.
that. So I mean, just an 8 out of 10, really good video game.
Yeah, I've been playing it too. So this is I haven't been playing much this week. Finally finished finals though. I jumped into Saros more. Playing it a ton. I'm about like I want to say like 8 to 10 hours in right now. Been playing it a ton. I'm really enjoying this game. I am kind of with you, Bench, on the review score though. With that 8 out of 10. No, my 8 is different from your 8. But
No,
either
I've
that.
I have started like softening my scores. So
Okay,
eight
respect
out
to
of
that.
ten, like I still really enjoyed this game.
Okay. But yeah, no, I'm currently really enjoying it too. I think it's a great game, ton of fun. I do think that I have issues with it that I didn't have with the Returnal. My big thing right now, I feel like the game's pretty easy. I've been
Mhm.
able to just go through certain biomes without any real difficulty at all. The one I'm at now, I think it's the last biome actually, which is surprising. But
What's it
like,
called?
I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. But
Mhm.
it's the one where the boss is called Prophet, I think. Um,
No,
what?
you're not the last one.
Oh, okay. You just said no. I was so confused. It's like, oh, okay. Is that not his name?
Mhm.
But yeah, no. I'm really enjoying the game, as I say. But it's just like I do find myself like I do wish it had more of that returnal difficulty, the strictness of the roguelike elements. I do think
Mhm.
progression was needed as a change to create like a better sense of progression rather than just having a run be like, oh, okay, well, I just gained nothing, like I just lost. But I also think they may have gone a bit too far, and you're able to kind of like just steamroll at a certain point and not have any real trouble with certain biomes and certain enemies
Mhm.
and areas. I think, despite all that, though, I think the gameplay is so fucking good. I love the combat.
Yes.
I love the guns. I really love the ballista crossbow they give you. That
Yeah.
thing's been a game changer for me. I've been really rocking that a ton. I love the alternate fire, how you like lightly tap on
Mhm.
L2 to use the alt fire. I just think
And
it's
then
like
the
one of the
power
best use of
weapon.
haptics. Yeah, the power weapon, it adds a lot more dynamics. Where all the power weapons are interesting in their own way too. Where it's like, oh, maybe like despite this one being higher power, like I do better with this one. I think stuff like that,
Yeah.
rather than just immediately picking up the next upgrade,
And then
adds a
the
lot to the
melee.
game.
I think the
The
melee
melee,
adds a lot
the
too.
melee, the shield is awesome. There's a lot of parts of like they added from Returnal. It's just I do think the
Mhm.
difficulty really hampers it a bit for me. And also, I'm with you, Bench. I don't know what the hell's going on in the story. I don't really care. It's just
Yeah.
like it's lost me of just like they really want to be David Lynch. It's like I don't think you guys are David Lynch. I don't think you're
Mhm.
at that level. So maybe just I'm not saying like tell a more digestible narrative. I more so mean like if you're gonna do this narrative, you got to be really good at it, in my opinion. And I just don't think
Mhm.
this one is that way. But I do think the performances have been really strong, and I think Rahul Kohli is
Yeah.
great. Shout
He's
out to
great.
him. I, I
Mhm.
I definitely am enjoying this game a ton though. It's one of the higher games for me this year. I don't think it's gonna be my game of the year, even my top five, but I
No.
am coming out of it. I'm like, yeah, this is a strong game, and still crazy that Michael Hyam gave this game a 7. I don't know what the fuck he was on about. That review is
Yeah.
ass. Not even for the score, but more so the explanation of the score.
Yeah. I'd probably get maybe like 8 or 9 at the end of the year, but also I'm expecting to play some pretty good games in the second half. Like
Yeah,
I think this
same.
is number 6 for me right now, 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot more games that just surpass it personally for me.
Mhm.
So Wolf,
Yeah, what's up?
your prediction.
Well, Bob, I think you're gonna really like this game because I'm gonna slide you a 20.
Inflation's been pretty tough. Let's make it 40.
Yeah, I got you. It's just like,
Um,
yeah, Soros is in my number 10 spot. It's just you see the like checking account go through.
yeah, I granted I've not played this yet, and unfortunately, I'll probably have to take a back seat to Forza next week. But it is interesting to continue to hear the conversation about this game after beating Returnal because I think I'll probably end up where you guys are. And I don't know if that's because I wanted a more Hades-like experience, but it
I
does
think
sound like
it's
it's still a really good game.
I think it solves the issues you had with Returnal mainly in terms of progression. I just think it trades away that like hardcore nature that I personally really love about Returnal.
Can you, but can't you put on the modifiers like between runs so it doesn't
Yeah,
feel as easy?
I have to purposely not turn on the modifiers of like the increased aspect ratio. But even then I'm just like I I don't know. I feel like it's kind of lame to like set the difficulty as like, well, you get to choose what modifies your experience to have more damage or more of these. I'm like, I wish you guys would just make it for me. Like, let me
Right,
turn on the modifiers after the fact, after I beat the game at least once. And I'll throw that out. Like, this isn't really a roguelike. Like, it loses a lot of the
right.
roguelike aspect.
Yeah,
And now it's
I
like,
agree.
it's just level based. And like, oh, you die, you go to the beginning of the level. And I think that's really lame. I, I
Oh,
really like the roguelike.
I like that change.
Well, you don't
Yeah,
like roguelikes. I like roguelikes.
I almost would wonder if I played it and every single time played it from the first level, if that would change like your experience with it instead of starting at the current level that you die at.
No, because like
Or
it's
it doesn't
not
really work
built
that
like
way.
that. Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't really work that way. It is
Okay.
literally you're choosing a
It really
teleporter
is
to go to
level
the next
based.
level. Yeah,
Okay.
effectively. And like I don't know. I'm not sitting here being like, oh, this ruins the game for me, but it's just like it loses a lot of the spark that Returnal had for me personally. And I
Yeah.
haven't played Returnal in a while, so like maybe if I go back to it, it doesn't hit the same. But I really loved Returnal for being that hardcore about it.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of bench, you never beat Returnal? I don't think I knew that.
No, I think I
surprising.
got to like end of biome 3 or end of 4. It was before they added saving, so you had to literally do it in one
Oh yeah,
run.
that's stupid. Yeah, I'll never defend that about Returnal. The fact that they didn't have the saving when like you quit the game, and it was like you had to do it all in one run. That was stupid.
Yeah, I would
They eventually
absolutely
added it.
recommend going back to it then, because I think you'll realize it's not as hard as you remember it.
It is one of those games. I feel like the difficulty is overstated, as you say, Bob. To
Yeah,
which it'll
it
make
was
it.
not that hard.
I think it's gonna be interesting when you play Sorrows. And you're like, wow, this really is not hard.
Right. That's
I've barely
also
died in this game. It's very
yeah.
interesting. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Do you guys have anything to add about your titles? I don't know what else you've been
I'll
on.
just quickly touch on Pragmatic because that's really the only thing I've been playing this week. I haven't played a whole lot of video games, but I believe, either in the final act or near the end. I think I'm more near the end of the game than anything. But it's interesting. Last week when I was playing it, I was still kind of early on, and I was like, yeah, there's nothing bad about this game. I really like it, but it hasn't like hooked me yet. And then the more or less twist happens, and then you have a couple of emotional scenes between Hugh and Diana, and I'm like, oh, oh, this fucks. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. It is hitting that next gear. And so and I can already tell, like, they give you that little, like, not tease, but just like, oh, that's something to think about towards the end of the game, because that's
Yeah.
that's a
Mhm.
loose end that they're clearly not talking about. And so I think that's probably going to hit me like a truck. And if they do stick the landing, like I think they will, I think this will probably end up being my front runner. Obviously, that's going to get moved almost immediately for Forza, but it'll have at least a couple days as my game of the year. But yeah, I,
Yeah.
I I really enjoyed it. I continue to be like, I just love, seriously, I still think my favorite part about that game is the training missions. I think it
They're
is
awesome.
so much fun, and it's like it actually helped me like really get comfortable with certain weapons and things that I weren't using, because it's like, no, if you want to 3-star this, you have to get into the rhythm of how these things work. And some are a little bit more demanding than others, and yeah, it's just a video game with great gameplay and great controls, and then yeah, they, even though it was a little bit of a slow start story wise, it definitely picked up, and so I've been very happy with it.
Honestly, I also beat Pragmata since I've last been on it. I gave that an 8. I think Soros kind of edges it out for me. Because I thought Pragmata started really strong. Like, I think it was instantly captivating for me. I think that, like, opening the second area, New York, I think is its best area in the game. And then kind of in that back third, I started to taper off. Like, I think I kind of got over the gameplay a little bit, even if, like, it's a lot of fun, but I kind of just want to shoot some people now because I'm having to, like, backtrack to some places. And then I think like by the time it ended, I was kind of ready for it to end, even if I think it was still a very good game.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I
no, I think though that's all true. I feel you about like by the end, I'm like, okay, like it's not hitting the same way, but like I did definitely still like enjoy the gameplay the whole way through. It was really the level design where I think the game kind of tapered off in a big way, where I feel like New York was so strong, and then it just kind of becomes like a
it is a
slightly
little
a
more,
hallway simulator.
yeah, it is a little more generic.
Yeah,
A bit towards the end, or it not even like generic, but it's just like you go from this
uninteresting.
super unique idea, and then it's like, all right, here's your
Here's
like,
the plant area.
right, yeah, exactly. It was a little bit more, um,
Vanilla.
yeah,
But yeah, I think that's everything we've been playing then. Um, boys, I think we're ready to head out. Honestly, despite all the news, we actually kept it pretty tame. What was it, like an hour podcast, hour and a half? Now,
yeah.
Bob,
If we
you did fail. You said you were gonna make this 2 hours.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the new Joy Cons I got, and the new handheld streaming service that got updated this week. No, but seriously, real quick, MobaPad did just come out with their Switch 2 Joy Cons. If you like playing handheld, these are the best Switch 2 Joy Con replacements. You don't need a grip; they're great. Highly recommend.
Oh yeah, man. Well, boys, I think we're going to be heading out then. Very good talking with y'all today. Might be looking at next week a GTA 6 trailer if the moon aligns. We will see. Uh, had a ton of fun though. It was always great talking to y'all. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcasts are found. That's where you guys can find us. Like the podcast helps us out a ton, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky and Slice of Gaming, all one word. With that, I think we're gonna head out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everyone. PC Master Race.
Night.
All right,
Get
buddy.
yourselves a 5080.
He's gonna sell it.